before we get started,
Yeah.
one of my first memories of you, again, because you played in the Pac-10, I don't know how many
12.
were in the Pac-12 then.
Yeah.
But Bobby Hurley was on the radio, and this was going into your draft, your NBA draft. And he was being interviewed, I think, on the radio here, and they asked about Dillon Brooks. I'll never forget this because it just stuck with me. He goes, as a coach, as a teammate, this is a guy you want to draft. This is a guy you want on your team. And that's coming from Bobby Hurley, who obviously a very aggressive, confident player, coach.
Yeah.
So now years later, here you are back in Phoenix and a member of the Suns after the trade. What were your initial emotions when you found out you were coming here to Phoenix and then being a teammate of Devin Booker as you guys have had your battles over the years?
It was mixed feelings. I was sad because I'm leaving a great team that, me and Fred helped build. In Houston Rockets. Was planning on, going back and trying to, get better and build my role out more and more and more. And then, once the trade happened, I guess, I was sad and happy. I was happy that I can be able to, somebody wanted me, and be able to, change an organization, a culture. And they think that I can do that and seen it done before. So I was happy that, the sense of confidence that they have in me, and it comes with a lot. And I was at a spa, so I was real relaxed as well. So, but happy to be here, happy to be a Phoenix Sun and, change this around.
I'll tell you what, the Dillon, the villain, the crazed look, I mean, when I played in the league, there were guys like you. Well, maybe not quite. I mean, like you, but not. You take it to a level sometimes where you just go out there and you just stand there and look at people. I'm like, how do you do that? Like, do you plan on this? Is this part of your, okay, this is what I'm going to do?
Yeah.
And you go out there and do it.
Yeah. I watched a lot of boxing growing up. Mike Tyson, especially my dad loved Mike Tyson, and the thing that he would say is, once you're head-to-head with somebody and you just stare them in their eyes and they look away first, you have them, that they're trying to look away, they're weaker or whatever the case may be is. So, that's why I stand there and stare at the opposite side, and I hope every single time it's the opposite side.
Well, it's
and please don't do that to the broadcasters.
I hope. I've never looked away before, but I may look away now. But what I'm most impressed with, Dillon, is not only you have that tough mindset, all of that. Your three-point field goal percentage is over 40% now. People don't really acknowledge that as much. You're a threat out there, and you'll get open shots with Jalen and with Devin out there on the floor.
For sure. Those guys are downhill attackers. Get a lot of attention on the offensive end or for their defense. So I'll be getting a lot of shots on that high quad, or when we slide and get to that corner, I'll be getting a lot of shots. And one of my goals is I want to get more 3-pointers. I want to, it's like 39 point something. I want to be actually a 40, and be able to be on scouting reports where guys, they got to run me off the line, and that brings me to
the fun stuff.
Exactly what I grew up on was all in the mid-range and finishing at the rim and giving Mark, Nick, and Man some touch for a dunk.
Man, I like that. Come on, Malawatch. That's what his nickname was. Man. Yeah,
Man,
exactly.
yeah.
He's been up on a mountain for a while, so I got to keep him up to date with some of the jargon. So Ryan Dunn was asked about some of the workouts, pickup games, going into practice, and he said, "How are things going to be different with a Dillon Brooks type of player around?" He goes, "Oh, it's going to be feisty. There may be fights, like." Bringing that level, is there like a line you need to draw, or is that just something that, again, hey, if you want to set this new culture, this new identity, you want this aggression, what kind of a formula do you follow, or is there actually a formula for that?
The formula that I always worked with is you always go first before you show it all, where you gain like a human connection with somebody, so like, I met the guys, we all ate, we all went to Flagstaff, I got to meet them at a human level, they get to know me at a human level, not this villain, crazy, guy who goes out there and tries to roughhouse everybody. And then when we get on the court, between those lines, that's when it comes out. And then they realize, like, okay, he's a normal human being, but when he gets on the court, he changes his whole persona. And for me, like, that's what I want to teach to these guys, the rookies and all this, is like, you know, you can be yourself, you know, when you're, you know, off the court, but when you're on the court, you got to home in everything and just be so locked in, and it'll bring out everything that you worked on in the summer, everything that you wanted to do in the season, and then ultimately will make you confident into, you know, going against these guys that are supposed to be all-stars and scorers and all this stuff. And you're going to want to challenge yourself to be like this stopper or this scorer or, you know, the best shooter or whatever it is once you find yourself. And that's just me wanting it to get it out of you.
Man, I got to feel we're going to see a different edge with Ryan Dunn this season, too.
Oh, yeah.
He's quite a defensive player already, but
yeah.
then you add a little bit more aggression and that Mike Tyson look. That's going to be haunting me, I think, for a while. Like, I want to make sure all of our interviews are done in the spa. No, man, it's great to get to know you, too, because, again, if there's one thing you'd like to change about your perception then to maybe, or let the fans here in Phoenix know something about Dillon?
I'm going to be in the community a lot with, you know, aspiring basketball players, and then in different areas like impoverished areas in Phoenix, and just giving back. But, you know, I don't want to change anything about myself. I want to be the villain. I want to be, you know, the guy who every time I come on the floor, you're thinking about, like, what is he going to do next, you know? Because at the end of the day, when I'm at least got a little bit of real estate on the mind, I can grow the real estate farther and farther. So,
man,
they're always looking over their shoulder.
We could do an hour show. Man, I could do an hour show with you.
Yeah, for sure.
We're going to talk to one of your former teammates, so we're going to hear from him, Grayson Allen, who's at the podium, and he's going to join us as well. But, man, really time well spent for us, for the fans to get to know you. And can't wait to see you on the court
Appreciate
this
it.
season.
Can't wait.